Hi all, it's Kimberly, and I wanted to be in front of the camera for this reading and energy update just because I haven't seen you guys in a long time, but I'll try to facilitate it similar to how I do the Ascended Masters series. I'll still do the automatic writing, probably going to do it in a notepad this time, and then we'll do a card spread in which I'll hold up some of the cards to explain to you what's coming through. Okay, so thanks for joining. I miss you guys, and I just want to give you a quick update on my own personal journey. So a lot of you have been asking, some of you have been asking, those of you who know I've been battling cancer, and I guess you could say I'm a cancer thriver, not a battler, but I do have to say that there's a reason why they say the word fight, because you do fight for your life, you fight through pain, you have to advocate for yourself with doctors. It's been a really trying journey so far, and this is just really the beginning of it for me. I have decided to have a surgery, so almost like 90% sure that I'll be having a surgery this month, which will leave me in recovery for about a month. And this is not something that will cure my cancer, but it is something that will help alleviate symptoms and help me function. And like I said, a lot of what I'm doing is homeopathic. I'm doing a lot of sound healing. I've been on a raw diet. I've been doing tons of supplements, RSO oil, and also SCACT, which is both RSO and SCACT are proven cures, but it just takes some time to work. And I've been doing shamanic work, acupuncture, Reiki. You guys have sent me Reiki. I've been going to local practitioners. I'm working with a naturopathic oncologist starting this week, and it's been a lot, from emergency hospital visits and being in pain, and to routine visits, to, it's a full-time job having cancer pretty much. So we just closed up the summer camp, and I'll be taking appointments for the next couple weeks, but then probably after like the third week in August, I'm going to be on a 4-week sabbatical. So just to remind you guys, I would so appreciate your support, any way that you can lend support to me. If you're inclined to donate, make a donation, whether it's $10 or $1 or whatever it is, just you guys in numbers helping me is really helping to take the pressure off of me while I go through this. It's been very costly to invest in all of the alternative therapies that I've been investing in, and just to take the step back from work. And I don't think any of us prepare to, pretty much, get rid of our book of business and just not work. But that's pretty much where I'm going to be at, and where I've been kind of, pulling back my schedule. And now I'll actually have a month where I won't work at all in that way. I'll be working in terms of healing, meditating. There's a lot of things that I'll be doing during that time of recovery. I'll probably be writing a bit too, because I feel like that's going to help me. So you guys know I've been writing a book. I used to write plays. I might write a play again, just because it'll bring me alive and make me feel inspired, and I'm wanting to do that stuff in my recovery. So that's what I'll be doing. If you guys want to donate, if you want to send love, emails, whatever it is, there's a donate button on my website, which would, like I said, help me out. I'm very grateful for you all. Or you can join Vibe Up. You can buy meditations. You can also contribute to me in ways that you'll get something back in return as well. So it's totally up to you guys. But you can go to spiritualmaterialgirl.com, click on donate, or you can purchase the audio meditations right at the top of the site. Like I said, sessions will still be open for the next couple weeks, but just a very limited schedule. It's hard for me to plan these days. So that's the update, okay? And doing well, you guys. And there's a lot that I've learned about nutritional healing, way beyond what we all thought we ever knew, that I'm going to be sharing with you when I make my recovery. There's a lot I want to share with you. So if you guys want to follow my journey, I've been documenting a lot of it on Instagram and Facebook, so don't hesitate to just follow on social media. In the meantime, let's get to you guys. I want to talk about you guys. I want to talk about August. I want to talk about Lionsgate. So I sent out my August newsletter last week. If you missed it, I reposted it on Facebook. Facebook.com/spiritualmaterialgirl. If you guys didn't see that, but maybe saw my video, which was the August overview channeled message plus a card pull. That was, I think, a good overview. I don't feel like too much has shifted, but I do feel new energy coming in now. We're going to have new messages around this week's energy. And this is the week that I'm making this video on the 3rd of August, and this is going to take us all the way through like the 10th, 11th. And I'm going to say like that Lionsgate portal is really, really important for us at this time. I haven't had any I haven't been reading what other people are writing. I haven't been looking at other videos, and I haven't had any preconceived anything has been nothing has been like pre-downloaded about this. So everything that I'm going to deliver to you about Lionsgate is going to come fresh on the spot as we talk about it together in this video. Okay. So I'm going to pull out some of my decks and start shuffling. We'll also do, like I said, some automatic writing, and I'll kind of tell you guys, read you what comes out. Let's see. I hope you guys are good. And again, thanks for all the love and support. So let's see. I'm going to use a few different decks here. I'm going to pull out a bunch of decks and just kind of go where I feel guided for this reading. All right. Okay. So while I shuffle, let's just talk. Let's just see what comes through, okay? So, Lionsgate portal. So we have new light codes being scattered on the planet. These are going to make a significant impact in the masculine energy on the planet, is what I get. I feel like they're going to shift us further into the heart space. And that means opening our hearts, love, compassion to all, not just romantic partners and twin flames, but we're talking about like a shift deeper into the heart space where we're going to be able to lead more directly from the heart after this period. Some of that is because of the various shifts that we've had along the way, the various upgrades that we've been going through, as you guys know. And I feel as though this upgrade is kind of because of that readiness, because you've been sort of getting ready to make this shift and to go deeper into that heart space. So what we're going to see a lot of is, I think, a deeper compassion for strangers, humanity, acceptance, less separation, which is a result of, like I said, as you have shifted through all these upgrades, you have been doing your work, right? So you have been dissolving the fear within, and a lot of you have done a lot of work on this, and some of you I have worked with to help you do this work. If you need tools, I have tools for you for dissolving the fear from within so that you can come into oneness with yourself, come into alignment, and then in fact be more unconditional with the world and be able to hold a presence of love as you navigate through your relationships and through the world at large. Okay, so what I feel is, because a lot of you have done this work, or have been doing this work, or starting to do this work, it's putting you in a space of where it's like you're more in an alignment than you are out of misalignment, and then you're more in a balanced polarity than you are in an imbalanced polarity. It doesn't mean that the imbalanced polarities don't stink in. It doesn't mean that you're totally unconditional, because most of us are never going to be completely unconditional. But it means that you've been doing enough work that the sustaining of the love and the alignment is winning over the misalignment and the fear and the separation. So this is where the scales get tipped. Ooh, I have goosebumps. My hair is standing up. The scales get tipped is what they're showing me. So the scales get tipped the other way. So where we had an imbalance before in the collective, like in humanity, where there's this false masculine power that was ruling and this suppressed feminine power, we're going to see the scale sort of tip, but in a balanced way. So that means where feminine energy rises, masculine balances out, and it's going to enable both the feminine and the masculine to be more in their heart space. So what does this mean for twin flames? So for twin flames, This is showing me communication. So I'm getting major communication. It's like the way that I see it is it's almost like a communication portal between the 8th and the 18th. Is that there's a 10-day window that I've been seeing for quite some time between the Lionsgate and 8/18. There's something about 8/18 that I received months ago that, or maybe it was like a month ago, that they're showing me as like a heightened union day. I don't know if it's particularly just, you know, communication for twins, or if it's like physical unions for some, or even that week, like 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, physical unions, definitely possible for some of you. Some will have communication during that time, around that time. This could be like a further union with yourself, which brings about thereafter a communication or a reunion with your twin flame or your beloved. So there's something about that 10-day window that's really important for us. You're going to feel it, and it's going to, it feels like some of the sadness has washed away, is what they're saying. And also some of the possibilities for the future have been renewed. So there's like a renewal, right? Which is, I think I wrote about that in the August forecast. So these relationships will either close and find closure if they're not like beloved divine partners, life partnerships or whatever, or they're going to renew. And renewal is a big word for this period from the 8th to the 18th. There's a renewal. There's a renewal of vows, of sacred vows. There's a renewal of energy. There's an admitting, there's a, like a, it's a heart to heart. You know, I feel these heart to heart conversations coming. And they're truly like heart to heart. Whereas with the twins before were like ego to ego, or wound to wound, or fear to fear. It's like this is going to start to morph and change. And a lot of you are going to start to have like heart to heart conversations. Even if they don't lead to like your expected desired outcome, these are good, healing, and they're going to help you move forward either way, whether it's closure or if it's a renewal, whatever it is, it's going to propel you forward. So don't worry about what you want, how you want it to go, the expected desired outcome. That you got to just really release so that you can have this true, authentic communication, this heart to heart. Okay, I do feel though, if there's some of you who don't have the physical reunion, heart to heart, conversation, communication, whatever, contact, whatever you deem that you will have it at a spiritual level during this time. It's almost going to happen across the board for everyone, whether it happens in the physical or a spiritual level. So you're going to have a heightened opportunity to tap into 5D messages to connect with your twin at a higher level during this 10-day period, I feel. And different dates will be significant for, you know, different people. And so I can't blanket that when I give a collective reading, but I can tell you that it's very significant, that whole window of time. We're going to see change after that. We're going to see change after the 18th. So things are going to start moving forward more. I think there's more momentum. The momentum's like major life changes come in, like major shifts, things that we didn't expect, things that are going to, it's like the air has been cleared and now we can move forward. And so it might be moving forward together anew, or it might be moving because you were able to close something and like move really forward on your own path. But it feels like there's a momentum coming in behind that, and energy coming in behind that. And then we head into the full moon in Aquarius. And that's going to bring about that airy energy. Like I said, it's going to bring like it's almost like a wind of change. It's a gust of fresh air, but it's like a nice breath of fresh air. And with that is coming the communication as well. It's setting the stage for some changes in September that are going to be life-altering for some of you. And some of you are making these changes like on your own, of your own volition, like with work and things that you're just deciding, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this. And then you just go do it. Some of you are going to have these changes come as a result of this, like, union or reunion, or the person that you're meeting, that might be your divine life partner, your true divine life partner. You might be meeting this person around this time, and then life changes significantly after September for many of you. Marriages, unions, coupling, moving in together, job changes, but it's not like, you guys remember when we went through we went through a big shift last spring, and there was a lot that was being shook up and purged as well, but there was a lot of like, and even like last fall and last winter, there were a lot of people moving and changing, and we got this push into like the new life in January, February. That was only just the beginning, is how they're showing it to me. Like, that was just a taste. That was just some of the preliminary steps. Like, the real stuff is coming in September. From September through December, we're a whole new world is taking shape. That means life's going to change drastically for many people in a positive way, I feel. Let's see what the angels have to say. I'm going to write a little bit in my notepad, and then I'll just kind of read it to you rather than trying to hold it up and show it on the screen. So I'm going to start on a blank page here. Then we'll go in, we'll do angel, archangel, and ascended masters cards, and then we'll go into a bigger reading. Okay? All right. All right, so I'm starting on a blank page here. Okay? Okay, so they're showing me that the crab is significant, which is really funny because I am a crab Cancer baby, right? July baby. I know some of you also are. But they're showing me the crab burrowing under the sand and then coming out and pinching and moving along really agilely. And then, so I'm like, okay, why the crab? Why is the crab with us right now? And they're going like this, you know, they're showing me like the crab knows how to get what it wants and how to hold on to it, but also knows when to sort of burrow and come back up, and how to retract into its shell. And the significance of this is around the emotionality that we're carrying forward from July, I feel. There's some emotionality that needs to be expressed or released. So that could be some realizations that you had in July that maybe caused an emotional reaction within you that you never really grieved or cried about or acknowledged all the way. It could be an emotionality because maybe you just missed someone, or you just miss your twin flame, or you were maybe feeling that missing or that longing in July, and you haven't fully acknowledged it or let yourself, like, I really do feel like there is a cry coming. It's not like a purge. It's just coming in touch with your emotionality, your emotional sensitivity. Being able to retract and go within and be able to self-support and self-soothe and allow yourself to feel those emotions, because what I feel is that in doing that actually brings you further into your heart center, and then that is going to enable these more heart-centered communications to happen, like where your ego guard will be down, and they want you to come in touch with this emotionality now. It's not a purging. It's just like a letting it wash through you, coming in contact with how you really feel, true feelings, admitting that to yourself, feeling the love in your heart where maybe you've shut it out because you haven't wanted to feel the emotions. That's really important, okay? So if you guys see crab symbolism or you see images of the crab around you, it's probably reminding you of this or trying to get that message across to you, okay? Let's see what else. Okay, they're saying that some of you have your hearts, they're saying lock and key with your heart. Like they're just, I had drawn a heart and they're showing me the lock and key. And for many, like this is going to be a big month for unlocking balancing the heart chakra, unlocking the, getting rid of the guards, taking down the heart armor, really the work that you've been doing to this point to come into alignment, to heal the traumas, right? Like we're looking at sacral chakra, root chakra, healing your traumas. And we're talking about coming into your alignment, coming into your power center, coming into that solar plexus. And then as a result, this opens and this can open up here so you can speak your truth because you're aligned from your solar plexus, right? So you're aligned from your power center. You're aligned with source, with your divine self, with your higher self. So this thing that you've had under lock and key, this is able to be unlocked now, unleashed because of the purging that you did back in the spring, because of everything that you've sort of done this year. There's a lot of, looks like a culmination point too of a lot of the healing that we've done this year. This also looks like an advancement of the new beginning that we started in like January, February. So this is a big push. Like this is a big deal right now. This energy here is what I feel. And you guys who have a lock around your heart, you're being called to go into that and examine why. So if you haven't done the trauma healing, if you haven't done, that alignment work, this is the time to do that so you can unlock that heart armor, unlock those barriers around your heart, and be able to step forward in your authentic voice and in your truth and be able to connect authentically with the other person. Because, when you have these counter energies, the twins, how they show up, they might have like a similar sort of recognition behind the scenes. And then when they show up to talk or communicate, if one's inauthentic or one is coy or one pushes or pulls, like it's going to affect the other. So the more that you can come forward, totally you, totally authentic, totally in recognition of your feelings, totally in alignment with your boundaries too, and like not sacrificing that's going to be really important to having these open conversations. But I do feel like a conversation does open and that the conversations are open conversations, right? Like anything can be said, anything goes. It's a full expression of love and what's in the heart. So some of you it might serve you to write what's in your heart. If you feel you still have the guards up or the lock on, find your key, unlock that, find out why that's been locked, find out, what caused you to lock it up and why you're not trusting or why you're not, like I said in my forecast, if we bring in the past to these new beginnings or to these closure conversations or these opening conversations, it's not going to go very well. And I'm going to pretty much promise you that. We're needing to shed the baggage of the past and come into our power. So a lot of times, like in relationships, I had a friend of mine just say to me, she's like, God, I just bring a lot of past baggage into my current relationship. She's like, and I don't even know where it all stems from, right? So a lot of times we don't know the root of that, and that's part of this ascension work, this healing work. And if you guys need tools, soul coaching with me, or Vibe Up courses, just click on my online courses on the website. But dissolving that fear at the root and helping you understand why you've created those patterns, that baggage in your past, is really, really, really helpful. Because when we move forward and we want to move forward in a state of trust and love, but we bring that tainted energy in, but we don't understand where it's all rooted, we're bringing in basically our own patterns, our own fear that's on repeat, and we're going to keep repeating it. We don't want to do that, right? So what would be the best option for us if we could take some conscious control over the process of our healing and how we navigate? My recommendation to you would be understand that root and come into your true power. Because what we do by bringing the past into the present relationship is we sabotage the relationship. With twins, we push them away. That's a repellent when we do that. We put up the heart armor around our hearts. And when you are in your true power, that means self-assured, self-aligned, an acknowledgement of your boundaries, an acknowledgement of your values, your morals, your worth. You're in your power center, so you don't have to bring the past forward, because the past is just the fear. That's all you're bringing forward is the fear. And when you're in alignment, you're not in a state of fear anymore. So that's what needs to happen for these conversations to really go well. And no one's perfect, and you're not going to be totally in alignment, but this is stuff that you can start to work on to prepare for this so that you are ready to be open, authentic, truthful, and aligned with what you need and what you desire as well. And without the threat of, oh, but can I trust this person? Oh, but is that going to happen again? Oh, but this happened in the past, right? Like all that stuff. We don't want to bring that stuff forward. It's not going to go well, okay? And I want you guys to have successful unions and reunions. And I know it's all going to be dependent upon where you're at in your journey, so we can't blanket these predictions, but I can say that some of you do have the ability to create a successful outcome, and that's going to really depend on how aligned you are from within and how you carry your power forward. Okay, it's important, very, very, very important. If you show up in your power, you are going to enable the other person to be in their power. You're going to enable yourself to speak your truth. You're going to enable yourself to not be in a state of fear or threaten your truth or anything like that. And that's really going to make a world of difference when there's a heart-to-heart, okay? We don't want it to be heart to fear or heart to ego, right? Or ego to ego, or like I said before, we want it to be like heart to heart. So let's go into the Archangels and the Ascended Masters decks, and we'll just do some shuffling. We'll see what cards come out for us just to solidify these messages. More. All right. Let's start with the Angel Therapy deck. Crystals. So they're like saying crystals are going to support you and help with your present situation. So I don't know about you guys, I've been working with crystals for a long time, but in my own healing journey, crystals have become a new level of, energy work and the way that I'm helping to heal myself. This could also be really important for your twin flame situation. I'm going to say get some like rose quartz, something that's, pinky love, rose quartz, heart-shaped sort of crystals. Put them in your bedroom, put them around your workspace, put them in places where you're inviting energy in, like through the windows, through wherever light scatters, at the doorways, at the opening of your doorways, entryways in your home. Scattering the heart-centered energy like the rose quartz or like the heart crystals is going to signal that you're ready for this sort of open communication and for this heart-centered communication. So I do feel like we're being asked to work with that, especially rose quartz. And they're saying amethyst could be really good at this time to clear the energy between the twins. So both your energy, renewing your energy, but also transmuting the negative to the positive. Like amethyst is great for that, for transmuting the energy. So you might want to, if you have a communication with your twin, you might want to have the amethyst on you. It's going to help you transmute. So I do get that message. Let's see from the Ascended Masters deck. They just fell out. We're popping out. Okay, follow your heart. So St. Francis. And they're telling you, listen to your own intuition, but listen to your heart. This is what they were talking about, taking the heart armor down, lock and key, get it out of lock and key, and unlock it, throw away the key, throw away the lock, and just let your heart lead, okay? That's going to be really important in these twin flame connections. I'll show you the bottom of the deck after these. We're just doing one from each. So we'll go over to the Archangel's deck. Clear sentience. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. This is, again, listening to yourself, listening to your emotional feelings, your emotionality. And I really feel like they want you to listen to the truth that's in your heart. Despite of what's happened, whatever's happened or played out in the 3D, there's still truth in your heart around how you feel, who you feel connected to. And I have to ask you, are you admitting that to yourself, or have you denied it to yourself? Are you hanging on to expectations or outcomes, or are you stopping yourself from potential future timelines and outcomes because you're afraid, because you're bringing fear from the past? This is time to just really follow your heart, listen to from what's from within, and focus on clearing and transmuting the energy, because it's really, there's an amazing opportunity here for love. Like, it just feels like love. So we have at the bottom of the deck the Goddess card. Okay, and this is about expressing a divine feminine energy, and it's bracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. And this is, this is what I said, stepping forward in your power center. This is about the feminine energy rising and the masculine energy balancing, not dipping, but balancing. And a lot of the divine feminine are carrying their goddess energy into these connections now in a place of power. That means aligned with their boundaries, aligned with their values, aligned with their morals, aligned with their worth. And from that, there's not that fear. And so then, the feminine can be more open and more in her power, and more in a state of love and trust. And it's the same for the masculine. I mean, see him coming into a more balanced masculine or God type energy, and with a softer feminine side, with that balanced out, not passive, but just able to communicate how he feels. We also have artistic expression here, and Paul the Venetian, and this is, I feel like, an expression of love. It's not necessarily you going to your art. However, it could be. I know I'm thinking about renewing artistic projects, and you guys might be working on that. But this, to me, in this reading, feels very much like a poem that you're writing, a letter that you're writing, something that you're expressing or admitting. Someone's giving you a poem. You're writing someone a poem. You're writing the twin flame a poem. You're saying something from your heart. You're expressing, or maybe you do, or you make something creative to give to your twin flame without expectation. Is something like that. Okay. And then the bottom of the Archangel's deck is healthy lifestyle in reverse, which is Archangel Raphael. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. I think this is just a reminder that sometimes when these energies kick up, and we're almost going to be in a fantasy-like energy, which is a good thing, because as we open to our heart and our heart's desires, and we admit the truth to ourselves, and we come in touch with that emotionality, we're leading with our hearts. They're saying, don't forget to balance that in your physical body. And don't, this is not a coincidence that it's green, that we're looking at a green color showing up. So it's really about taking care of your heart on that level too, like getting the aerobic exercise and, getting out for a brisk walk and eating healthy, like real healthy for yourself. One message that's been coming through is to get away from the like the keto type diets and the really restrictive type diets that are based on false propaganda, and just eat like in a heart healthy way. So we are being asked to support the heart chakra in that way. So that means a lot more fruit and plant-based choices. All right, let's pull a little spread here for Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. Put these cards away. We'll go to the tarot. And then we'll just add in some clarifiers and some confirmation cards to get further messages. All right, so we have the Two of Wands coming up, and I'm pulling that as the combined energy. And feminine's going to be on my right, masculine on my left. Oops, here we go. Masculine, Eight of Wands. So we're seeing a lot of the wands here, which means there's physical change that's taking place. And feminine, Two of Pentacles. So this is you working on your balance. I'm going to speak to these each in a moment, a bit further. All right, so combined energy, we have the Four of Wands. Again, we've got the Wands. This is like, the 1111 cards coming in reverse. This is the coming home. This is the reunion. This is because you're coming home to yourself. So this, look at how this is showing up. The individual, right? The individual standing on his own, maybe holding on to something while looking out at the expansion. Embarking on a new journey. And then we have this coming home and the sense of home, returning, partnership, not going it alone, it being a return, not a new, like a new journey. It feels like a new journey to come home, which is kind of like a weird sort of metaphor for, I feel like the masculine especially is breaking away from something like a marriage, a karmic partnership, to look out at the new, but then that brings him home. It brings him back to you or back to the beloved, or yeah, I have goosebumps. Ooh-wee. Wow. Okay. So for the masculine, cards scattering out here, we're seeing the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Cups. And this is really interesting too, because I'm kind of pulling these like present energy, which is he's ready to move forward. He's moving forward. There's stuff in motion and he's starting to move forward, whether it's extricating himself from a relationship or if it's building that new home or moving, like working really hard towards a goal or whatever that is, like coming towards you. He's paddling towards you. That's happening, right? Whether you see it or not, it's happening energetically. And I feel like this leads to way more fulfillment for him. I think there's still some doubt, uncertainty. There's risk involved here. He's a little scared. There's things that he's feeling, afraid of as he takes this risk and moves forward. But still, the reward is greater, and he knows that. There's a lot of fulfillment that's going to come in. Feminine, working on balance, and I feel like where we're seeing the pentacles, it is balancing your work, what you want to do, what you're going to be doing professionally or with your mission, serving others, and balancing that with opening to love and welcoming in a relationship or solidifying a relationship. So here's the Knight of Wands coming in for the feminine. So this shows me the masculine, I feel like, is coming in for her in a building phase, right? That's why we have the wands. This is the wands, right? The wands. We're building something here. We're building the fulfillment. It's not all the way established, and it may even be a little bit premature. However, the masculine is coming in for the feminine. She's needing to feel balanced, or needing to get balanced within herself, masculine, feminine energies, her work life, her love life, opening to love. You know, some of the feminine have this whole like this drive thing, this, you know, mission thing, this, you know, don't let life pass you by without opening to love. Don't forget to open to love. Like, there's always time for that. You just have to allow for it and understand where you may have been keeping it at bay, or keeping it out, keeping it outside of yourself. There's always good excuses, like the work and the projects and the other stuff that you have to do, but I do feel like there's a balance here where you're making room for love and room for the relationship. And that's going to make a big difference too, because the masculine didn't feel that space cleared before either with you. Okay, so there was a barrier is what I feel. All right, Ace of Cups, combined energy, new beginning, okay? And don't doubt it, it's coming, new emotional beginning. This is that renewal. And this is, I feel like the only thing threatening this is whether we bring the past and the fear in. And really, this is going to be pretty great. This is moving forward in a new emotional way, a renewal of love, I feel, a renewal of vows in some way, sacred contracts that are being reinforced or renewed in a new way, rewritten a little bit. Rewritten would be a good way to look at it for some of you. Okay, masculine has the Queen of Pentacles. And feminine has the Queen of Wands. And they are looking out at opposite directions. So this means that it's the divine feminine energy that's getting established, meaning the listening to our, you know, both masculine and feminine, listening to your intuition, getting established from that place of inspired action. But I also feel that the message here is that both still have their own projects, their own life, their own work, their own, and both will remain very important to each of them separately, and they should. And that's something that's going to find a balance in a way that it didn't before, whereas maybe one needed the other's time more and one needed to pull at the other more or didn't understand. Like, it's almost this time apart for many of you. This time in separation has created the ability to get grounded in your life, in the way you bring in abundance and what you do in your daily life and your work, and establish yourself in a way that's way more grounded, that's way more, it's less in the ego, it's less in like the defense, whereas like in the past, I feel like I said, like feminine could find excuses for not letting love in, masculine could find excuses for not committing. This is different. This is where the both are like settling down, they're grounding in, they're getting established, and they both have their own little pockets of something that they've established as individuals. And I don't see in the coming together that that's going to really change. And you guys might be like, oh, well, we have to do our mission together. But I don't see that right away. I see you both being comfortably happy, letting each other be your own unique individuals. And that is going to show the healing in the relationship a lot within itself. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles. And, you know, this is where, I feel like this is kind of where there's been that feeling of not being totally fulfilled in the past, not being totally happy where we're at. And I get the sense that this is all about to change, where we're going to see a more fulfilled masculine wanting to move forward, more established, right? And more rooted in his feminine energy, more established in the physical world, and less looking, searching, wanting the other things, or the grass is greener things, or the all doorways open. Masculines were going to be more in a commitment sort of mindset for many. Okay. For the feminine, I feel like this is the same type of energy where she's like, she has said to herself in the past, well, it's okay. I'm not ready anyhow. It's all right. Like, it's, I don't know what I want anyhow. Like, I'm not ready anyhow. I'm too scared anyhow. Like that's what keeps coming up. And I feel like feminine, you're over that now. You're getting over that. And you do know what you want. Now you just have to admit it to yourself and follow your heart. Let's check out the Sacred Earth Oracle deck for some clarifiers. So we have center and rediscovery. And for the combined energy, alchemy. I love it. Oh, this is cool. All right. So for the feminine, they're talking about your center. And this is what I'm saying. Bringing your goddess energy, bringing your centeredness, that alignment, this balance is what's going to make your unions successful. Coming in your center, poised, not forgetting who you are as the individual, how far you've come, and what you've established on your own. Not being thrown off, being on your center, being centered in what you know to be true for yourself, being centered in your heart. This is going to be really, really important for the feminine. Okay, so finding your center, knowing your center, leading from your center, both your heart center and your solar plexus. The alignment with who you are at the divine level and the knowing of what's in your heart. This is huge because a lot of the ego masking is going to be erased, and this is going to make these connections go differently. That means a new script, new outcomes. I have goosebumps again. Masculine, rediscovery. I think the masculine is rediscovering himself, right? This where he was feeling not satisfied, not, complacent. This is where he's finding that fulfillment from within, connecting to his childlike, putting his energy towards new endeavors, listening to his intuition. But I also feel like he's ready to rediscover the feminine. And that's part of this, his feminine within, and you, his beloved. And there's a rediscovery that he is anxiously awaiting. And with this Ace of Cups energy and this 1111 card, this transition from sort of like, I feel like singlehood, embarking on this new journey, taking the step forward towards all of this new beginning, comes the alchemy. And this is like all about the pain of the past becoming new and, transmuting the old energy into new energy, and all the rough stuff really creating all the love, and all the darkness really just now giving way to light. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of that light shine through this month. Let's pull a couple of the crystals cards, since we saw the crystals come up as a recommendation for us. All right, so feminine has past life, lapis lazuli. Come on. And masculine has letting go, kyanite blue. And this makes sense because I've been getting that there's something that remember I said there's something, especially at the masculine's letting go of. And I'm saying he's letting go of a karmic relationship. I just said that a few minutes ago. This is reinforcing that there's a letting go of the safety, the security, the what was, the karmic relationship, so that he can rediscover himself and renew himself in a way that is fulfilling for his heart's desires and move towards his beloved. For the feminine past life, the past life lapis lazuli, right, is coming up in reverse. So there could be still some underlying past life issues that need to be balanced for you to find your center, for you to move out of fear. What are the roots of our fear? Past life, ancestral, and our childhood wounding and programming. So that's where it is. If you guys don't know all of this, you haven't discovered, maybe it's time to do some work in your past lives. This could also be the healing of the past life karma with the twin, or with even with karmic relationships that you're tying up. Could be also a past life recognition with someone new who's coming into your life for some of you. And I talked about that a couple of videos ago, almost, where we're having a connection to certain eras and times in history. And it's because of unfinished karma that's being brought back in with these like divine life partners, sort of soulmates that are coming in for some of you that you haven't met yet. It's not for everyone, but some of you do have new people coming in. Not everyone is reuniting with a twin, at least for a life partnership. But many of you are, and many of you have this opportunity here, and you're getting, as a combined energy, tiger's eye courage. And this, I love it, alchemy and courage to renew, to come home, to come back together, to start anew. These are very bright cards for this combined energy. I feel overall masculine's going to do the letting go and feminine's going to do the centering and the balancing, and this can be very, very positive for some of you in a short time frame. Others of you, this will take some time to unfold over the next several months and even into next year. But for some of you, that some advanced timelines that are going to speed up over the next month, August and September, to bring about these unions and reunions. We just lost one. Okay, let's just keep shuffling here. So a couple clarifiers for masculine, feminine, and combined energy. They all just popped out. So, all right. So they're saying communication is the bottom of the deck. Okay, so communication. And again, this is heart to heart. So we're seeing that confirmed. This is like someone's reaching out. This is a heart to heart communication. For the feminine, the masculine card is coming up. So this is still about her balancing that masculine energy. Maybe it's healing past life energies, which the masculine persecuted her, or where she's brought in that sort of persecution complex. You probably recreated it in your early child life. And that's coming to be healed because the masculine's coming in for you in a new way, more protective, more healthy, more grounded. And I feel that it's a result as your own masculine energy being healed, being balanced, and being taken out of that false template as well. For the masculine, we've got past. So this is baggage. It's your emotionality, willingness to forgive, move on. I mean, I'm getting that some masculine really want to come forward. They're still a little afraid because they're afraid of how things transpired in the past with the two of you, or they're bringing some baggage. But I do feel like there's this desire to forgive and forget, and that's where the past is going to remain the past. So masculine, if you're watching this, remember, forgive, forget, release, new outcomes, new beginning, new fulfillment, new possibilities are coming your way. And for the twins together is balance and harmony. This is about the twins coming together in harmonization. And this is, it's in reverse because there's an equilibrium that when you first come together, you're not going to strike right away. And I think it's something that as two whole individuated people come together in a more balanced, less fear template, less ego type, way, more heart-centered, more aligned. Doesn't mean you're perfect, doesn't mean you're unconditional totally, doesn't mean you got it all figured out. Just means you're more in alignment than you were. You're letting the past go. You're releasing that. Your feminine and masculine energies are more balanced. This is going to help you find balance in the relationship, but it's still going to be a work in progress. So don't forget that. It's not just going to be roses and perfect all at once. You're still going to have to work to balance one another and work with each other. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's pretty positive. Again, my main focus was really around just these unions, because that's what I feel. So our communication. Oh, and then the bottom of the crystal stack is citrine, which is abundance. So remember that they're saying 2 is better than 1. And I feel like there is an increased abundance, not because of codependency, but just because of both individuals really blazing their own trail, shining their light, and then coming together. And there's even greater abundance, meaning health, wealth, love, fulfillment. All right. So I love you guys. I hope that's helpful. And I will see you again soon. Okay. Take care. Don't forget spiritualmaterialgirl.com, and I'll see you soon. Mwah. Bye.